We are live on the interwebs.
Podcast cancer. It's like leukemia over here.
Hey, I don't have any Skittles.
There's nothing wrong with leukemia.
What?
What? There's nothing wrong with leukemia.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong at all.
Oh, you meant leukemia?
Yeah. He's a great guy.
Star from the '90s.
Played great football back in high school.
Yeah, and then he came out with that one single.
Yeah, but he died soon after.
Now he's
The volume's
Now he just
gone.
went
Maybe
away.
it's
Gone.
the dead keyboard batteries.
Mine?
Is it our thing?
Yeah, it's got to be.
our
Problem from earlier where it gradually lost
That's
sound.
got to be something.
Oh, is it?
Those dials, and it was making that sound different.
God damn it. Yeah,
You're
this is
just
definitely
gone.
not going to be on the show.
No, I mean, my volumes are, it's still good.
There he is.
There.
Now I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to turn me down just a touch.
What happened during the show?
No.
We should
Now-
make up some kind of signal to let you know that we can't hear you anymore.
Okay. I mean, the volume went down by like 3 points out of 100. So
It's
What's
doing
doing
that
it?
shit again,
Going
Steve-O.
in and out.
It's dropping.
I
like it
think
used
he's
to.
fucking with us.
I'm not doing anything.
Weird.
Okay, I'm taking my volume down a little bit more. How does it sound now?
Good.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Right now.
You guys are fucking with me.
No, we're
No,
not.
Does this face look like I'm fucking with anybody? I'm gonna go get that bottle I opened earlier, and I'm gonna down that whole fucking
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's right.
I hate the audio problem.
The hostess with the mostest. That's drunk Nathan.
That's me. All right.
Is he still there?
You know why? I was
Yeah.
doing
How we good? How we good? We good?
that auto adjust shit again.
No.
Sounded like it was.
I
'Cause you
mean,
were
it
talking-
it lowered the volume by like 3 points, and now it's back up. So, yeah, it is trying to do it a little bit, but not enough to really, not enough for me to like drop out.
All right.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Sweet.
Are we recording the podcast?
I don't know.
Not yet.
I mean, I already hit record.
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
giving.
audio,
I'm giving Patrick a little bit of dead time, so when he can look at the waves and go, oh, there's the spot where
Yep.
we start for
It's
real.
got the waves.
I'm just gonna leave it in though.
You mean Hands of
just,
Silence?
Just so Steve-O can see.
Hands of
that we weren't
Silence.
fucking
Wow,
with
we
him.
haven't done Hands of
Yeah.
Silence in a long time.
That's the signal.
I have nothing to say. Welcome to Verbal Assault. My name is Nathan Eckel, out of the woods. I've been in the woods for 3 days alone.
How did that go?
Oh yeah.
It was, I was alone
Yeah.
in the woods. Read like 2 books,
Nice. Nice. When I was up there, I read about just 5 chapters of a book up there. Mostly drinking though.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yeah, how'd that go? You went up with
Brian.
with Brian and
yeah. Played
road
that
trip.
game.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What?
What's wrong?
What happened?
There we go.
He just
Steve was saying,
Hey, I'm back.
and he just
Da-da-da.
went away, man.
it was like
What the hell?
it was like I just
Yeah, I don't know. I hope there's somebody watching that saw me just like, fuck. Just sitting here
saw
saying,
that,
fuck.
and just went away.
saw you looking to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, video cut out on you guys.
Yeah. Well,
Incoming
We're
video.
got audio, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What?
we didn't for a second. I lost everything there for about 5 seconds.
But it's Windows crashing over there.
I don't know. I don't know if it's internet. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see if we can power through this.
All right.
Power through it.
Steve Marr, do you feel powerful?
Yeah, I'm pretty powerful right now.
Really?
You know, with the moon. You know, we're in Mercury's in retrograde right now.
Oh yeah. That
I can feel it.
I noticed that too. I could tell. My
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah, you
Back-
really feel it in your sphincter.
Mm.
Oh, you get it in the sphincter?
No, it's
Yeah.
my hair is a little bit flatter.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's maybe girls experience a little bit different.
Is that why you're wearing the red fishing hat today, Dave?
What?
Dave
Your
said
hair-
the
hair's
red
a lot
hat.
Those
flatter.
ears down.
The old man gone fishing hat.
I like my hat.
I like it too.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't like it.
What's that, a bucket hat? Is that
I'm
what
trying
that
to
thing's
paint a
called?
picture for the listeners.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a little
bucket
red
hat.
bucket hat.
Whoa.
What?
Steve-O's gone again.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can barely hear him.
I'm not. You guys are.
There
now it
Yes.
is. Now it's there.
Becca Penland, how
I
are
think it's
you?
an internet thing we're experiencing.
I'm okay. Just fine.
Just fine. Just fine.
That's my saying
That's
for
it.
this week. I had one and I forgot what it was, so I'm fine. Just fine.
Steve-O, you have that video I sent you, even though we can't see it now. Is there a way to see that?
Yeah. Wait. What? What'd you send me?
I sent you a link in the email
Oh, like just now? Was it like? Oh
No.
yeah, there it is.
minutes ago.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, would we be able to see it?
Fuck yeah, you'll be able to see it. Can you see me?
Yeah, we
No,
see that
can't
there.
see
Now
you.
we can see things. We
What
can't
the
see you, but now
Yeah.
we can see it. Here we go. Play it. Yeah, just hit
Let
it.
me blow that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Clearly Laurel.
It's Laurel.
Definitely Laurel.
It's Laurel. But I could deflect and divert to Yanny if you need me to.
It's clearly Yanny.
Yanny. Definitely Yanny.
Yanny's a winner. Laurel's a loser.
Sarah, it's been reported that you hear Laurel. How do you respond?
Clearly you're getting your information from CNN because that's fake news. All I hear is Yanni.
Oh man, that's Laurel.
Laurel. It's Laurel, America. Definitely hashtag Laurel.
Who's Yanny?
I hear Kofefi.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
Kofefi?
Go Feffy.
I thought it was Kofif.
Kofefi. Trump officially
Wow, he said it.
Feffy.
My president.
That's the first time I've ever liked him.
I thought you might like that. I thought that was funny. I hate that it does have that annoying background music that you see in every like cutesy video with like
Yeah.
the whistles. and the
Yeah.
do, 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 do.
Mm-hmm. It's weird to me because through my phone I would hear Laurel, but on that video I heard Yanny.
I have
Yeah.
never
Yeah, I've
ever
heard both
heard
now.
Laurel.
Yeah.
In all of those, I heard Yanny every time. Every
wow.
every time I've listened to it, it's been Yanny. I have not. I've tried to hear Laurel and
Mhm.
I can't.
It's Laurel.
All right.
It's
Did
not.
you hear Laurel
Yeah.
during that playing?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I've heard. So I watched this video of somebody kind of analyzing why people hear different things, and it had to do with the waveforms are similar. There's just a difference in pitch. So older people tend to not be able to hear certain higher pitches. The older you get, you can't hear certain higher pitches. So it seems like younger people tend to hear Yanny, and older people tend to hear Laurel.
Right. That's what I heard
Both
too.
now
Yeah.
at different times. But if I hear one, it doesn't switch in the middle. Like I won't hear one and then immediately the other.
Yeah.
But earlier today, I was hearing Laurel, and now I'm hearing Yanny. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. I wonder somehow your eardrum changes throughout the day and can hear different frequencies.
It's totally your perception. It's your mind creating what you're hearing. You're hearing something, and then you're structuring it. Your mind's like picking one or the other.
Is it though? Because I think the thing where as you get older you fail to hear certain frequencies. That's isn't that a physical thing that's in your eardrum and not in your brain?
Yeah, but that's leaning to your brain. I mean, you guys ever listen to like reverse backmasking? Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you listen to fucking Led Zeppelin talk about My Sweet Satan. I
Yeah.
mean, your brain is hearing things that sound like those words, unless I mean there were people that did intentionally do that shit. But I mean, like generally, you listen to that stuff and you're picking out words. Or it's just like Coast to Coast AM. They used to have people that would do like EMP research. You know, they would go around haunted places
Oh, yeah.
and they would play their they would ask questions and they would have their scratchy old recording devices.
Johnny.
Yeah, and then you'd hear these people like.
So did
Put it in
anybody
the face.
did anybody see this beautiful little piece of artwork that was just left in our Facebook live feed by Kegel? It's a rewritten version of the Gilligan's Island theme song about you and your hat.
Oh, really?
I think somebody should sing it.
Well, that you're the singer.
But it's about Dave. I think he should.
Dave's not going to do that. Kidding me?
You're right.
All right. Well, I've got a 2 cents here on this.
Yeah, let's hear
this
Dave's 2
sound thing.
cents.
I'm not saying that you hear different things and all that stuff. When I said I call bullshit, it wasn't that what you were saying is wrong. I'm just saying that this thing that's going around now, this internet sensation where you click a button and you're listening to a WAV file or an MP3 or however you want to describe it. I heard it from one source, and the first time I heard it on, as Laurel, and then I heard it from a different source, still from the TV, and I heard Yanny, just like you, separate occasions. So, but what it got me to thinking was, you have no way of knowing what sample you're getting.
Yeah.
Unless you are constantly listening to the same stream through an oscilloscope, looking at that waveform and seeing what's coming through. And if you're, even if you're clicking on the same button, you don't, and I know I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't really know whether every third click it changes the pitch, the tone, or the octave, or the oscillation, or whatever. So unlike the norm thing that we saw last year, where it was the picture of the dress, or I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's a little different. You see it, you're looking at it right in front of you right away. So I just don't. I think this is just hype.
I get what you're saying, but what did we all just listen to? What did you hear, Patrick?
On this video, I heard Yanni.
What did you, Bekah?
Yanni.
What did Dave?
Yeah.
The first time I heard
just now. I mean, we just watched that video. Listen to it. What did you hear?
Let's listen to it again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. What are we?
So clearly Laurel.
It's Laurel.
Definitely Laurel.
It's Laurel. But I could deflect and divert to Yanny if you need
I'm hearing it.
See, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We heard different things.
Yanny's a winner. Laurel's a loser.
There, now I'm hearing Laurel.
Reported that you hear Laurel. How do you respond?
Clearly, you're getting your.
Wow.
I'm hearing Yanny, but it just sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
Like it has like a guttural weird
It's
thing
like
to it.
Yanny.
Yeah.
Yanny.
But the first time I heard it, it was clearly Laurel. And apparently that is actually what's being said. The original thing. Yeah, that is actually what is being said.
Is what?
Laurel is actually what's being said.
Okay. Well, that kind of fucks it all up, because I was thinking that like the kids, huh?
But it sounds like Yanny to a lot of people. Like,
right. I was thinking like, the whole thing with the kids here, the more frequencies, that actually the kids would be right about it. The people that hear Yanni would be right, because they're hearing something, like something's been subtracted from me. I'm not hearing something that they're not hearing, but they are hearing something that I'm not hearing. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I thought that it would actually be Yanni would be the correct answer.
It freaks me out. The first time I listened to it, it made me feel like throwing up. I was just listening to it over and over, and it made me feel
That's
nauseous.
interesting.
And it might be because I was already sick this week, but
It does kind of have that kind of sound to it. Yanni.
Have you ever considered that this kind of phenomenon, this sensation, this internet
to hide
hype,
something else?
Yeah. Could you, subliminal, feeding over time? This year it's this message and it's a build upon message. So 5 years later, by the time they're doing the next whatever it is, it changes your entire way of thinking.
You're in your prime to go out and shoot John Lennon.
Rosebud.
Yeah.
Rosebud.
Instead of be Laurel.
Rosebud. Rosebud.
Rosebud is how you get millions of dollars on Sims, right?
Well, it's one
Yeah, I
way.
remember that.
But that's
Yeah.
also one of the things that, what was it? It was a movie. I forget.
What's it? Citizen Kane?
No. I don't know. It was a darker film.
So, Scott Adams, who is just, I think he's one of the smartest people out there right now in the kind of talking about politics, even though he admits he doesn't really technically know a lot of politics because he just approaches it from how people think and how persuading people works. But he predicted that North Korea would actually back out of, before the North Korean deal was done, they would back out of the deal before it happened, before there was even indication that there was going to be a North Korean deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how negotiation works. He's like, oh, of course, they're going to, at some point, watch them walk away from the table. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they hadn't even, so I'm just saying he really seems to know what he's talking about. And he used this as a kind of way to point toward political beliefs and how people get entrenched in certain ideologies and how those affect how they view the world, because we really do, and we know it visually speaking as well. We take what we sense and we create a reality through it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of using this thing about Trump saying animals and how the media, both the media lied and then they carried that lie through and literally believed that Trump literally said that all immigrants were animals. When if you look at the full clip, this sheriff asked him about MS-13, and she's talking about the problems we have, with ICE and prosecuting these people. We need certain laws. We don't have the laws we need to get these people out of the country. And that's when he starts talking about the animals. So he's saying, like, and even now people realize, and even like CNN and AP News had to retract this statement saying, yes, it was clear that he was talking about MS-13, who, if you guys don't know, they like cut the heart out. They cut hearts out of people while they're still alive. Like they're like one of the worst groups of people in the world. Like they do really fucked up shit, like cut people's heads off and shit.
But what are they?
They're a gang. They're a cartel.
Cartels,
It's a gang
yeah.
from Mexico.
Okay.
I've seen MS-13 graffiti on walls and cities and shit before. I mean, they're all over the place. But he kind of looked, and he was showing, he showed this particular thread of this guy from CNN saying, hey, we got this wrong. He was talking about MS-13. And then it was this experience of all the people that were his followers then attacking him, being like, you fucking sell it. I'm tired of CNN selling out to Trump. Like, can you imagine CNN selling out to Trump, backing down to Trump? And it to, well, all immigrants are animals. So he's just basically saying, and saying like these people, it's not that, I mean, there are people in the media that lie, but he's just saying like people are believing what they're saying. They're seeing this because our realities are based off of the beliefs we have gathered and how when we attach our self-worth and our identity to these certain things, it's going to shape what we see and what we literally hear.
And that's a tactic anyway, I'm sure, where they'll just put something out there, even if it's wrong, knowing that they can retract it later, but it's already out there.
Yeah, people don't hear the retraction so much.
They really don't.
What do you guys think about that?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I agree.
North Korea and United States talking. That's all I have to say about that.
It's still going to happen. It's going to happen.
I think a lot of it had to do with, I know he's brilliant for the tweets that he makes because he's so creative and he knows exactly what he's doing with the wording that he uses.
Confetti.
But I think that, there's a different there's a different mentality in the Asian culture of honor and saving face and those kind of things. And just as I thought before, and I know he's brilliant with his tweets, but
your sarcasm is so hard right now, like, and it's just aimed at me so hard, and it's just like
so brilliant in his tweets.
You know, the South Korean president has already thanked Trump and credited him for making all this shit happen.
I know, and
That's not what I heard.
But the thing is, what he's kind of taking a dump on him. He says Rocket Man, and then he
Did you hear that when Kim Jong-un heard that, he was eating noodles and him and his buddies were laughing about it? Do you like? And then
I don't necessarily.
But I
believe
mean,
that. I hear what you're saying.
But I mean, he came back at Trump with his own insult. And once again, I say, go listen to Scott Adams and hear what he's saying. He's saying that they interacted one-to-one and they made jokes at each other, and they basically humanized each other.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know the validity of that information. I'm just saying, I just don't think that
heads of state should talk that way to each other.
It's like, man, he can't get away with saying stuff. He ain't won nothing. We haven't even went to the table yet. It's
already shown they want certain economic concessions. They walked away, and then it's came out. Well, they're wanting certain that's
I would imagine that would be.
But
the
that's
first
how
thing
a
on the
deal.
table.
But that's how a deal works. Is it's not going, oh, we don't want to offend everybody. So North Korea, we'll just give you everything you want.
Oh no, I don't think.
The point is, dealing means you come out strong, and then they come out strong, and then you come back and forth, and you work something out.
I don't misunderstand. I don't think that they. I mean, I hear what you're saying there. I don't think that they misunderstood. I just don't think there's anybody in the department that's capable of that anymore.
Capable? Anybody in what department capable of what?
I don't think there's anybody in the State Department that's capable of doing any of these negotiations. I just don't. I think it's there's nobody in the State Department. There's just not. There's nobody that. One of the first things that happened, even early on, was. Like, for instance, what's his name? His name is Tom Countryman. That's really his name. Was
real American hero.
Real American. He was really a diplomat for years on end. Looked kind of goofy. He has long hair in the back. He's kind of got a diplomat's mullet.
Oh.
And
diplomat's mullet,
diplomat's mullet. Write that down.
Man,
diplomat's mullet.
It's not my wording. I read that. So I don't own that. I don't own that.
Hop in the barber's chair. Give me the.
What would you like?
Give me the diplomat's mullet, please.
Take a picture from the wall.
I gotta
from the left.
I gotta get my haircut tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna ask.
But early on, when the organization, when the administration took over, there were a lot of career diplomats that were just fired, absolutely fired in the State Department, and it's one of the largest departments that uses that intelligence to negotiate and to talk and to make things happen. We've went to an age of military diplomacy as opposed to statesman's diplomacy. And it's not just Trump. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is something that has happened over many administrations. We used to have a much larger State Department, and as it's gone, it's gotten less and less. It's not this administration's fault. But what I'm saying is, I don't think there's probably but a handful of people in our government that knows how to really handle the situation of the ins and the outs of what it means to negotiate with somebody from Asia, more importantly, North Korea. And even if there is somebody, you have to be willing to listen to them. And if you're not willing to listen to them, what good are they anyways? Years of diplomatic strategy and learning and wisdom thrown out the window because you think you know better. Maybe you do, but it's not been tested.
So when, let's say, Trump, along with Xi, the president of China, and then I think the guy from South Korea is Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get together with Kim Jong, I can't wait for that picture. I want a T-shirt with Kim Jong Un and Donald Trump shaking hands.
Oh,
it's gonna be the famous. When the haircuts meet.
Man, that's gonna be a famous picture. You remember? If I say this, I bet you would know which picture I mean. the big three. Do you remember? Can you think of that image? The big three.
No,
World
what are you
War
talking
II,
about?
Michael
Stalin,
Jordan, Bugs
Churchill.
Bunny, and Donald Duck.
Three Stooges.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a momentous picture. That
Well,
really will be.
It'll be interesting to see when it happens because I think people still aren't giving Trump some of the negotiating ability that he has. So we'll see what happens. But
I worry that
we're about to get to the table, so we'll see what happens.
I mean,
hopefully.
I would think. I just don't think he's a very good listener.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, probably Kim either.
I think there's a difference. I know there's a difference between hearing someone and listening to someone. And I do not think that he has an inclination to that sense of character.
I think.
But what do I know?
I feel like that's kind of like mind reading. Like you're just you're reading Trump's mind to say, I don't think he's thinking.
I'm basing that
I'm saying we don't
on
know.
his current diplomatic behaviors.
But you have seen his diplomatic behaviors get us to this point at this right now.
No.
Yeah,
I see.
It is his behavior that has brought them to the table.
Nah, I see.
Yes, yeah, it is.
I
The
disagree.
fucking president of South Korea said so. It was his strong arming with Kim Jong-un and his strong stance saying, no, we're not going to back down. That all of a sudden they said, okay, we'll do it. They were also, not only that, he was the one that had the idea. I don't know if it was him, but his administration, they were the ones that were going after, it wasn't China, but they were going after individual companies that were bringing things into North Korea. They were blockading, stopping individual ships. So they were going after companies, not just, say, the nation of China. So basically they squeezed them so hard to where they said, let's be friends. Let's be friends. That's what he's done.
Kidding.
And
just kidding.
Like I said, that's if he had not been in there doing that, we would not be where we are now.
I believe that there is some accountability of good fortune there on his part of saying, no, let's do blockade. I mean, I think it's even to the point that maybe they even allowed. I digress. That's another really cool, interesting, imaginative topic about the oil shipments, but I don't think he owns every bit of that. I don't
say he owns every bit of it. I'm saying he's a catalyst. He's a big part of it, and he was the driver.
I wasn't getting that from your earlier statement. Catalyst, I'll go with that word. I'll go with that.
I think his actions, we're the power player, and without us backing that, and it wouldn't have happened. And everything I've seen is, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see what happens, but from what I've read and been looking at, it seems that his dealing and how he has basically not backed down on these things is what has driven them to do this, because they were basically fucking starving them out completely. But we'll have to see. But at what point is Trump just not lucky all the time? That's the thing. It's just everybody keeps saying he's just lucky over and over. Oh, he's just a dumbass. That's lucky. You just said he was talked about. You just use the word lucky. You did, yeah.
Well, I'll listen, but I don't. I mean,
Yanny, lucky,
yeah,
Laurel,
lucky, Yanny.
I don't think that. I think there were a lot of people. I mean, I agree he was a catalyst in it, but I just can't see him as making this his prime modus operandi. I think he wants to be known for this. I think he wants his administration to have a keystone element, and I think this will be it. And I think deservedly so, because it will happen during his administration. But
what was that?
Huh?
I don't know. Not a sound my computer's ever made. Hey, I was gonna say, like, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was reading some article. I didn't actually get to see the video of Trump speaking, but somebody had asked him, they were talking about the North Korea thing, and they said, well, what if Kim doesn't agree to denuclearize or whatever? Do you see what we did in Syria as a as a viable option for this, and he's like, yes, I think, yeah, we'll definitely go in like we did in Syria if he doesn't want to play ball. And then this article was completely about how he was threatening North Korea before they'd even started talking.
That's the one I read.
My concern is not that he had said that, because he was asked directly about it. And when you're asked, well, what if they don't get rid of their nukes? I mean, he obviously has to say something strong. That's not necessarily to be taken as a threat, but they have taken it and they've blown it up into a threat. And my concern is like, okay, you go into a car dealership to buy a car, and the sole purpose, you're both there, the salesman and you, is to make a deal. You wouldn't be very happy if someone came in and said, oh, well, this guy's well known for charging $2,000 more than he should, and then the salesman wouldn't want somebody to come in and be like, oh, well, point out some flaw they see on the car that you wouldn't have noticed, right? And it's something that's going to fuck up the deal. You'd rather have these two entities be able to talk to each other without all the outside influence, right? Obviously, we're talking about world governments here, so it's a little bit different. But
media.
Yeah, I'm saying how the media is the one that's coming in and kind of trying to fuck up the deal before they ever even really get to talk about it.
Fucking love it if the deal was fucked up, because no matter what Trump does at this point, the media is just like, it's just gone so far to that side, it's ridiculous.
Well, what they're showing though is like stuff that he's said, so it's the media is taking it and blowing it out of proportion, but it's still based on something that he said.
But at all times, you must show strength. If you're the president, you have to show strength at all times. So if someone says, if North Korea won't get rid of their nukes, what are you going to do? He can't say, I'm going to send them puppies.
Yeah, he can't say,
make a strong stance. But that doesn't mean that the media needs to blow it out of proportion. Trump already knows what he's going to do, and he's going to attack North Korea if this doesn't happen. And and you can't even ask him a question and get his answer and deduce a whole lot of anything, because there's so many variables in there. It's not like, oh, they don't make a deal, then we bomb them. It's not that cut and dry.
Yeah, it's
let the nuance play out, and don't try to blow up the deal before it even begins.
What he should have done when somebody asked him, if this doesn't go the way that we want it to, are you going to go in like you did with Syria? He should have just like,
it's none of your business.
Put on some sunglasses and said,
deal with it.
I've got it worked out.
Like,
I've got a plan.
He's like this.
Strong poker face, not giving away anything. That's what I would have done.
Well, the classic line that like Bush used to say, and I think even Obama said it, was all options stay on the table. That used to be a thing, right?
That's not bad.
Everybody used to say it.
That's pretty good.
But a lot of times that would get turned into like, Bush has got his hand on the nuclear button,
right.
That kind of shit.
Options.
It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, that one big option. All right, let's fucking stop talking about Trump.
Okay, I have a thing.
Heats
Speaking
my
of
face up.
being controlled by computers in your brain, we were talking about that earlier. So there is this new meme that's going around about the royal wedding. And it's like just a post on Facebook. You know how you see those ones that are like your Halloween name is this, the first letter of your first name is the scariest monster. The second letter of your last name is your last, whatever.
Yeah.
And this one is your royal wedding invitation. And so it says, in honor of the royal wedding, use your royal wedding guest name this week. Start with either Lord or Lady. Your first name is one of your grandparents' names. The surname is the name of your first pet, then followed by the name of the street you grew up on. Just for fun, let's do this, post below. And that is all questions to security answers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's been going around, and people have just left and right been posting all the answers to their security questions.
Oh, man.
That's all data mining.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and answer these questions.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty
Go
good.
around the table.
So it was grandparents' name,
I can
Dog
do this
name.
without using any of my security questions for damn sure.
Yeah, I don't think any of those questions are the question that I would have chosen for security. Mine's always like mother's maiden name or first best friend or something like that.
Yeah.
Lo-
First
Lo-
manager.
Lord Wilburn Popeye Archer Road.
Of Archer, I think is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, of Archer. Is that how it works? Lord Wilburn Popeye of Archer.
I'm let's see, Lord. Shit, what was it? Grandfather's name for? Okay, Lord Keith Muffy of Park Hill.
Article called or whatever it is you found?
It's just a meme that was about your royal wedding invitation name.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Let's see. The name of the street I grew up on does not fit in any of these kind of things, but I'll go ahead and do it. Lady Sharon Webby of County Road 45.
So it's the first name of grandparent,
Yeah.
the street you grew up on, and what else?
The second one is your first pet.
Yeah,
first
so it's
pet's
like
name.
grandfather's name, pet's name of
Street.
street.
Wait, I want to guess what Becca's first pet was.
It would be really bad.
What's that?
Lord Chester Princess of Winter Street.
That's awesome.
Chester. Chester Princess sounds like some badass in the Marine Corps in World War II. Chester Princess. Best friend of Chesty Puller. He went out and fucked up a lot of Nazis.
All right, now what was Becca's first pet? Was it a frog?
Its name was Webby. Keep guessing.
It's not a frog.
No,
It's a spider.
that's what keep guessing me.
It's
It's
a
a spider,
frog,
or
right?
it's one of those silkworms.
Yeah, silkworm.
Kegel wants to know why Americans are so caught up in the royal family.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's-
I hate it.
It's sad.
I don't
Yeah.
remember anything prior to Princess Diana. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
I don't really either.
And then when that happened, I remember hearing all of the news about the royal family.
I remember the night that happened. Me and my dad and my sister, we'd been like hanging out all day, and I was like passed out, just napping on the couch or whatever. And I wake up. It felt like it was the middle of the night. It probably wasn't, but they were both like real upset, and they were watching the news, and they're like, Princess Diana died, and I'm like, Princess, oh yeah, that's that. She's like a blonde, right? And they were like so upset. Oh my God, that's so sad. I'm like, you guys have never once ever spoken about Princess Diana. Why the fuck do you care?
Well, in the beginning of Bambi, is it Bambi? When the hunter kills Bambi's mom?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You had no emotional connection to that mom deer, but it still made you sad.
Yeah.
It's a person dying. It's a person that
It's
is
a deer
beloved.
dying.
It is a
It's what
person
it
that is
is.
needed and necessary and loved dying.
I would have thought Bambi for you was like a horror film.
Well, I didn't really watch it, and there were a lot of Disney movies that scared me to death, but
Beauty and the Beast.
Pinocchio is number one.
My
Yeah,
favorite
it's
take
trippy
on
one.
Princess Diana was once Alex Jones was ranting because he hates the royal family too, and that's where I heard about grooming the stool when we talked about that. But he called Princess Diana the royal broodmare.
Jeez.
Which, I mean, it's kind of what she was.
Yeah.
Which is what all these, yeah.
That's what they all are.
That's what they all are.
All right. Well, speaking of Kegel, he showed me something that I thought would go along nicely with a recent topic. This is a video from Google's recent I/O. I think the event is called I/O. Yeah, Google's I/O. Well, just
Pretty cool.
you probably know what I'm about to show you, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Probably no, don't I?
You probably know, don't I? Don't I know? All right,
Yeah.
here you go.
This thing's pretty
So
cool.
let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Gross.
Never again will you have to talk to a person.
Yeah, can I have this thing call customer support and talk to the other like really dumb robot and just have them go back and forth until my fucking cable's fixed?
You know what's funny? I heard that before. I've actually listened to this a couple of times, but that I was trying to place like what mood it seemed like. It sounds like this assistant really hates her job and her client that she's calling for. It's like there was no like emotion in the way she talked. You know what I'm saying?
Service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have at 10 o'clock.
Steve, up the volume, yeah. Volume issues again.
Oh, it was losing volume?
I think it would take a while for me to trust that though. Like I don't even like doing like voice commands.
I want to know like
I mean, I can't even put one of these things in my home to begin with.
Well, they don't.
The speaker, and I don't want to use the thing. I don't have it installed on my phone. It keeps asking me to install it, and I say, I don't think so. The one I heard was John Legend making a dinner reservation.
Yeah.
What if you had it order food for you, and it was rude to the people at the restaurant? So they might fuck with your food, and you wouldn't know because you didn't make the call.
That's right.
What if you thought she was a bitch, and they were like, "Fuck this bitch! I'm gonna spit in her French fries." I wouldn't do it. No way. I'm very particular about making appointments and stuff like that. I want to make sure like that I have all the information and I know that it's been transferred between me and someone else. I'm pretty particular about it. I wouldn't do it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it would notify you. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it'll let you know. I'm sure it's going to ask you what time is going to be available, good for you, and all that, and then it'll just send you a notification. It's done.
You know what you know what I would do? I would use it to cancel appointments.
There you go.
Because I hate doing that. I hate it.
Oh.
I still can't hear Steve-O.
Nope.
I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything.
I can't hear his laughter.
Nope.
Yeah, he's just
phone battery died.
Check.
Nope, nothing. Your computer's going to shit.
This I don't think this is on me.
Dead.
Right. Check. Check.
Visions around Kilauea.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Just cold and lifeless as a snake.
I can't even tell you're talking when I'm looking at you either.
He's just shaking his head.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I've done that's changed. You can't hear me.
What's happening with you?
Can we go back to the old school days and take a break? Is that possible to do?
Yeah,
we can pause the recording.
I don't see why not. But I have a feeling Steve-O's going to have to reboot something.
All right, let's just do that.
Yeah.
That's a good call, Bekah.
Yeah.
It's hot in here anyway. I'll turn the AC up, come back, and finish the show.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Did we
Do we
pause
want to
it?
pause?
Well, I mean, he's gonna have to pause it from his end. He's
The
one.
podcast?
He's the one doing the streaming.
No, but we're
We're talking
recording
about
it.
the recording.
Can.
Well, I mean, it's either pause it or edit it.
Because this does not need to be.
Check, check.
40. Is that 46 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was like 40.
I hear
I can
something.
finally hear.
Check, check, check.
We can hear you now.
I haven't done anything.
Something's going out.
Well, I'm like listening to the stream and I'm coming through on the stream just fine.
The thing is, though, is I can also hear Patrick, Dave, and Nathan until that happens, and then I can't hear anything coming through my headphones.
There you go. I think it's just I think it's something between. You weren't looking, Patrick. You weren't like looking at the waves, the audio waves. Whenever.
No, because
like,
we're looking at you.
Oh, okay. It's on the same computer. Okay.
I mean, there's waves there.
Yeah, but it's hard. You'd have to listen to it to see if I'm in there.
Yeah.
There are pretty long
silences.
Low spots.
I mean, whenever you went out, though, we've talked over it, so there's not going to be dead
It's
air.
not going to be dead air, yeah.
So, I mean, the dead air is covered for that if it's not going to pop up.
But what I'm thinking is it's actually going. Maybe it might be making it to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something between the computer and I guess back to the computer.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just the headphones. Can you without like having to start over or anything, can you listen to that and see if you could hear me after you guys said you couldn't hear me?
Let's check it out.
Just to see if it's the headphone setup. That's changed.
All right, then.
I don't know what's happening with you.
Can we go back to the old school days and take a break?
Snake.
So you can't even tell you're talking when I'm looking at you either.
He's just shaking his head.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I've done that's changed.
All right, then.
I don't know what's happening with you.
Can we go back to the old school days and take a break?
Volume.
I think it would take a while for me to trust that, though. Like, I don't even like doing like voice.
Well, they don't.
The speaker, and I don't want to use the thing. I don't have it installed on my phone. It keeps asking me to install it,
Yeah,
and I say, "Man, I don't think so." The one I heard was John Legend making a dinner reservation.
Yeah.
What if you had it order food for you, and it was rude to the people at the restaurant? So they might fuck with your food, and you wouldn't know.
It's the way she talked. You know what I'm saying?
Service would like what service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have at 10 o'clock.
Steve, up your volume, volume issues again.
Oh, it was losing volume?
I think it would take a while for me to trust that, though. Like, I don't even like doing like voice commands.
I want to know, like,
I mean, I can't even put one of these things in my home to begin with.
Well, they don't.
The speaker, and I don't want to use the thing. I don't have it installed on my phone. It keeps asking me to install it, and I say, "Man, I don't think so." The one I heard was John Legend making a dinner reservation.
Yeah.
What if you had it order food for you, and it was rude to the people at the restaurant? So they might fuck with your food, and you wouldn't know because you didn't make the call. What if they thought she was a bitch and they were like, "Fuck this bitch! I'm gonna spit in her French fries." I wouldn't do it. No way. I'm very particular about making appointments and stuff like that. I want to make sure like that I have all the information and I know that it's been transferred between me and someone else. I'm pretty particular about it. I wouldn't do it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it would notify you. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it'll let you know. I'm sure it's going to ask you what time's going to be available, good for you, and all that, and then I'll just send you a notification. It's done.
You know what you know what I would do?
Uh-huh.
I would use it to cancel appointments.
There you go.
Because I hate doing that. I hate it.
Oh,
I still can't hear Steve-O.
Nope.
Yep.
Talking. I'm
He's
not
dead.
sick.
I can't hear his laughter.
Nope.
Yeah, he's just...
phone battery died.
Check.
Well, there
Nope,
he is.
nothing.
No, we're not here. We weren't here.
Your computer's going to
Dead.
shit.
This is no. Yeah, this. I don't think this is on
Shaking
me.
his head.
Right.
Check.
Nothing.
Maybe
Nothing.
Check.
Subdivisions around Kilauea.
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You're
There's
just
nothing
cold
there
and
in the middle.
lifeless.
It's just when I push on, like put pressure on it, I can hear better.
So maybe jiggle the connector down there once. I mean, it's good right now. Don't
Not
yeah.
to me.
But it's this white one right
Steve, are you there?
Yeah. Check.
Yeah, just be careful with that because that thing really can have problems. But yeah, it must be that.
There
So
you go.
And I was too loud. I turned myself down a little bit.
He's the one.
Podcast?
He's
It's
the
so
one doing
hot
streaming.
there. No, but we're
I thought
recording
the
it.
recording.
Can.
No, you
All right.
wait. No, leave it.
Back.
I'm. We got one cold guy in the
It's
restaurant.
hot in here anyway. I'll turn the AC up. Come back and finish the show.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aye.
all right.
I got some good for the second half. Anybody
Okay.
else have anything?
Just the Comey thing, but we don't even have to talk about that book. It's fine.
I have something actually related. That video you sent me, Nathan, the Scott Adams video.
Oh yeah.
Well, it turns out Elon gave a presentation about the Boring Company yesterday, and talked an awful lot about the stuff that video covered.
Okay. Well,
And
I
also
mean,
that
if we don't get to it, it's fine. But if
I'd like to know what we want to do. We're at what 45 minutes.
Let's see where we're at.
Well, Steve-O had the question about something you
Oh
do.
yeah, something you do that you know you shouldn't, that you don't have any intention of ever stopping.
Yeah, I thought of that. I could go with anything.
And I have some funny stuff to read. Maybe 20 individual little words or whatever, and then a small quick game to play with you guys.
Well, let's scrap my review on that Comey book then.
We can do
That's
it next
too
week.
much.
I mean, we have done a lot of political serious
Let's
already.
do
in this
just
one.
short and funny.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do Becca's thing and then do that
We are still streaming.
stuff and then that. All right. Well, they get the awesome behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I started recording on audio now.
all right. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Becca's something funny for us here.
I have a little game that we're gonna play, but first I'm gonna get you guys into the mood for it. I found this article: 21 amazing forgotten curse words that we need to bring back.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So what we start off with a beard splitter.
Oh,
I forgot about that one.
yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Sounds like
It's Victorian.
Oh,
sounds like
A
a dude
club.
with a beard giving a blowjob. A big bushy
Interesting
beard.
choice. Beard splitter is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Victorian word for a penis.
Oh, okay.
Splitting it.
That
The
kind
nether, the nether beard.
Okay.
of the nether beard, we call it.
gotcha.
And two is bed swerver.
Bed what?
Bed swerver,
Swerver.
which is British slang for cheater, invented by none other than William Shakespeare.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Gordon Ramsay.
Isn't like swerving? Swerving is like a modern thing. Swerving isn't cheating though, is it? Get my
Nope.
swerve on. Hey, get my swerve on. What's that mean?
Well, it's
don't
not
know.
the
Where's
same
Ask
thing
Brad?
as old British swerving. Swerving would be bed swerver. That makes sense. Okay,
yeah, he's swerving back. Yeah, back
snake
forth.
and slither between
Yeah.
beds.
Reminds me of that song "We'll Be Swinging," that country song. We'll
Ugh.
be swerving.
We'll be swinging.
Swerving.
Yes, we'll be swinging.
Number 3 is gadzooks.
That's a curse word?
Yeah, and
what does that
I'll
mean?
tell you why. You've never heard anybody say Gadzooks? There used to be a store called Gadzooks.
I've heard it.
I've heard it, but I didn't know it was a curse
Yeah.
word.
Okay. It's a variant of God's hooks. It's an old curse that
God's hooks. God's hooks.
God's hooks. Behind you from the heavens. Dates back to as far as the 17th century, and even though it sounds like it was invented for a 1940s Batman comic. And this one's pretty good. Number 4.
Wait, what does God's hooks mean? I missed it.
It just says a variant of God's hooks, and it's an old curse.
I just want to know what God's hooks means.
I was gonna say like it sounds like it egads, like like egads in comic books, but Gadzooks.
God's gads. Number 4 is Gads Budlikins.
That's too much of a mouthful.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
I don't believe that
and
one.
It's got an exclamation point after it.
God's books.
That sounds like it should.
It means God's body. And another way of saying is odds bodikins.
I have heard that.
You have?
I have heard that.
I've heard bodikins, but
bodikins, yeah.
But isn't that some type of clothing from like D&D
It's about
or
a
something?
body, so yeah, an old clothing item could also be same kind of word as a word for your body, I guess, right? I don't know.
Bodikins.
Yeah, bodykin.
What was that?
Is that your D&D character?
Oh my god.
The giggly, the giggly halfling.
Odds bodikins would be a good D&D name for like a dwarf or something.
Yeah.
Odds
A
bodikins.
gnome.
Odds bodikins.
A gnome that identifies
Sounds like
as a man.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Odds bodikins.
Okay, number 5 is Arf Arf and Arf.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's an
Also
apostrophe
a good
after the
D&D
fen.
word.
Arf Arf and Arf.
Arf, Arf, and Arf. It's
Yeah,
it's
Arf
three
Arf and
three
Arf.
brothers named Arf.
Arf. What does it mean? I'm dying here.
It's a Victorian term for a drunkard.
Arf, Arf, and Arf.
Oh, the old
man.
Arf and Arf are down there.
He's
Oh
just
my
one of
God.
those Arf
Don't
and
mind
Arfs.
him.
I'm gonna be driving around all day tomorrow, going, "Get the fuck out of the way, you arf and arf,
Arf, Arf, and Arf.
arf and arf." Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Number 6 is Rantalian, which is a weirdly specific Victorian word meaning one whose scrotum is longer than his penis.
Rantalian.
What is it?
Rapscallion.
Rantalian.
Rantalian. All right.
Rantalian.
Rantalian.
Hey, we're just a bunch of Rantalians just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging out.
Nothing
Rantalian.
Rantalians.
All right, number 7 is Zooterkins. It's a 17th century variant of Zounds.
Oh, that's what it is.
Which was
Zoinks.
an expression of surprise or indignation. It's so instead of being like, huh, they had an actual word for it. Zounds.
Zounds.
We should do that. We should have words to
I've heard
express
sounds.
that.
I've heard that in old cartoons.
We should take like Scooby Doo, just replace all of Shaggy's stuff. Just replace all the zoinks with zounds.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
You go through whole episodes. Just replace that one word.
Sound Scoob.
Your Scoob. With one of us saying that word.
Okay, Scooby.
Everything else exactly the same. We'll upload it to our YouTube channel. That's when we'll get all our views.
Yeah. It'll be the hippest. And then it'll. Wait a minute. What does that mean for sounding? Is that sounding?
And then moving on, we have Zounderkite.
Zounderkite?
Oh, that sounds like it's like something
Sounds
you
German.
yell at.
Yeah.
Call
Should have
somebody.
been a Zounderkite.
An idiot. A Victorian
Goddamn-
word for an
yeah,
idiot.
Goddamn
Zounderkite.
Zounderkite.
I feel like you're gonna get punched in the face if you could call somebody that.
Low life, yellow bellied
Biscum-
Zounderkite.
A biscuit? What?
Biscumber,
Scumber.
which is a word from the early 20th century meaning to spray poo upon.
Oh, Biscumber.
Biscumber.
Biscumber him.
I'm a little
Guys.
discumbered.
God, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
Somebody biscumbered all up
Guys,
in here.
I fucking hate Joe now. Why? He just fucking biscumbered all over me.
There was so much discomfort.
How did that happen? I don't know. Everything was just so dirty back then.
That was it. I quit doing Uber after a guy discumbered all over the back of my car.
Doc, I'm feeling a little discumbered today. Discumbered?
So much.
I really like this next one. I think I'm going to pronounce it right. If not, it's going to sound cool anyway. Gamahuche.
Gamahuche!
Which is a Victorian word for oral sex.
Oh.
That's good.
Gamahuche.
That's a lot of syllables for that.
Way down yonder on the Gamahuche.
I think what we're learning is that the Victorian era was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Now here's a good Spanish one. Cacafuego.
Oh, that's something to do with poop. Hot shit.
Fire. Yeah.
Fire.
It's also known as braggart, literally translated to shit fire. It was the nickname of a ship captured by the pirate Sir Francis Drake, who is presumably the braggart referenced by the word.
Man, I ate me 50 jalapeno poppers. I got cacafuego.
50. Yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah, that's gonna run right through you.
Cacafuego and discumberment. All right, number 12, thunderation.
Thunderation.
I'll say it in a different context, see if you guys can guess. Thunderation.
What in tarnation?
Yeah, you got it. Which itself was a lightening up of the word damnation or thunder. Thunderation was popular in the U.S. in the 1830s, not the 1930s, 1830s and 40s. Number 13, fop doodle.
Fop doodle.
That's an idiot.
Fucking fop doodle. It's a dumbass, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Fop
it.
doodle.
Fop doodle.
And then we got fustelarian, a time waster.
Oh, I thought I was like, this is a new one, and they're
just making up words now.
There's some kind of furry or otherkin fustelarian.
It's another word invented by Shakespeare.
Oh yes, of course.
Number 15, scobberlotcher. One who never works hard.
Scobberlotcher.
This one's pretty boring. Smell fungus.
Smell fungus.
Which is meant to be sort of buzzkill. Whiny travelers is what it was originally
Quit
intended
being
for.
such a smell fungus.
Smell fungus.
Hey, bringing down the city.
Stop and smell
All
the
these
fungus.
Fucking smell fungus is coming in here.
That's right. When you guys go to Spain, don't be smell fungus.
Yeah, don't be a smell fungus.
Yeah, harsh in my smell fungus.
Mumble crust.
Is it like crust on a vagina? Is that what that is?
That would be a funny thing to call a vagina a mumble.
Well, if you mumble while you're down there, it feels better.
Now get some mumble tonight,
But it
fellas.
doesn't sound better.
What's that look on your face for? You got some mumble crust down here.
climb onto this horseshoe. I'm gonna mumble for a while.
Girl, I'm gonna mumble fuck you.
Say that with its actual word.
What?
I'm gonna
Mumble
vagina
crust.
fuck you.
I'm gonna
It's
mumble crust you.
Mumble crust.
I'm gonna turn that pussy into mumble crust.
I'm gonna take my beard splitter and get up in that mumble.
Oh yeah.
mumble crust a la mode.
Gonna do it so hard, you're gonna have some cacafuego.
Oh no, that's not the mumble. That's not the mumble, Dave. That's the wrong one.
What happens in one end comes out the other.
Pop doodle.
So what was mumble crust?
Oh, I guess I never said. It's a medieval word referring to a toothless beggar from a medieval theater comedy.
Okay, all right.
Oh, very specific.
Party.
And we're gonna skip to the last two. We have bejabbers. Bejabbers.
Bejabbers?
It's an Irish word.
Scared the
in
bejabbers out of me.
America, substituted for by Jesus.
But Jesus, yeah. I got it. I win. Bejabbers.
Yeah.
Scared the bejabbers out of me.
And then muck spout.
That could be an asshole.
Yeah, a penis
It could
hole.
be a penis hole.
Some might call Trump a muck spout.
The actual loose translation is got a dirty mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody who
Muck
swears
spout.
too
Yeah, I
much.
get
muck
that.
spout.
I could see that.
Okay, now the fun part. Now we are all going to create our own brand new cuss words and explain what they mean or how they're used.
Oh shit.
I was like,
Quickly.
Oh man. All right.
Tittle spank.
Now you have to have a meaning.
Tittle spank. That's the that is breast milk that is dripped out of a baby's mouth.
I'm just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to think of sounds that sound funny, and then figure out a way to make them into something.
It's just
finger hosel.
Yeah.
Lid flinger.
Lid flinger.
I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead. Take it away. Somebody take it away.
Yeah, I got one. Gargle skank.
Oh, a gargle skank.
That sounds pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Use it in a sentence.
I just got back from the health department and found out that I got some gargle skank from my boyfriend.
Yeah.
So he just got this new STD, just called gargle
Yep,
skank.
in the back of the throat.
Ugh.
That's like those pictures they showed us in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Patrick, you got anything?
Shrop sheath.
I mean, you should have like a list of them already. You dirty
I haven't
minded.
been
a shrop sheath.
Been keeping a list with me of new curse words.
Gunt neck.
Hold on now.
Whoa, I like
that.
that.
Sounds rough.
A gunt neck is a person who appears to be from the wrong side of the tracks and does nothing to change their situation, does nothing to change your perception of them. So it's a person that's trashy and doesn't care. A gunt neck.
A gunt neck.
Overcools. It is where ovaries come out of the vagina. They're hanging out and dangling. Like testicles.
Is that a thing?
I'm making it up.
I mean,
You're supposed to use our imagination.
That was what the game was, I thought.
No, I know that, but I didn't know if you were making up the concept or you were just making up the word for something that actually happened. Because that just sounds really horrific. What are they called again?
Overcools.
Overcools.
It's like testicles, but it's ovaries.
They
That's fucking rough, Patrick. Steve-O, what you got?
I got flock fritter.
Flock fritter.
It's someone that makes their way around like a circle of friends and fucks everybody.
That's good.
Flock fritter.
Very good.
I like that. It occurred to you guys that we're basically just doing dirty Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang doodlers and the
fink sphincters.
Whatever the fuck I said first.
Yeah. Fink sphincters.
What? Wink sphincters?
Sure. Take it away. Fink sphincters. Mink linkers. Dink stinklers.
Wow.
Dink sprinklers.
Roll now.
Yeah, you just add the syllables together
Yeah.
and you do magic.
Exactly. You just make a sound and go with it.
Isn't that how all communication began?
Fiddle dob.
Scop doobly brob.
Weeple snop.
Fing biggly bob.
I asked you to stop saying that.
It's pretty offensive.
You know that takes me to a dark place when you say that.
Snop.
Steve-O, you had a question for us too, huh?
Yeah, I was doing something that I know I shouldn't do, and also thinking about how I have no intention of stopping. And so I thought of this question. What is something that you know you shouldn't do, but have no intention of ever stopping?
This podcast.
That's good.
You know you should stop. It's eating away at your Friday nights. Anybody have one?
I thought about it hard. I really couldn't. I mean,
I've got one that might help put your head there. I still leave the water running when I brush my teeth. That's what I was doing.
That's a lot less serious than I was going with it.
Yeah, sometimes I'll start my shower and then go off and do some other stuff.
There you go.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You just stand there when it's cold.
Get it hot. Yeah, it depends on how long it takes to get hot.
Yeah. Mine like maybe a minute or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it worked. You got me in the mindset. Drinking out of water bottles. I have no intention of ever stopping that, but
so
planet.
Do you always have to buy a new water bottle, or do you refill them?
I don't refill them.
I refill mine.
Water tastes like shit around here.
It really only takes a few times, and you don't even notice. Especially if you drink it cold.
What you do? You go to Greenbelt Park, get them one of those water fountains, fill your bottles up.
I mean, the water bottles I bring are all reused.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Oh, I figured out what mine is.
What's that?
It's gross though. I get in trouble for it a lot.
Picking your nose, eating your boogers.
No, I stopped that last year.
I make sure no one sees me do that.
Instead of taking a shit in the toilet, you take the shit outside in your farm. And use it for fertilizer.
No,
that's not a bad idea.
But close. If I'll piss in the toilet and I won't flush it.
Oh, I mean that's conscious though.
That's
saving water.
I mean, and it bothers. It bothers.
Is that only at home or?
No, only at home.
Okay, yeah. I don't see a problem with it. I don't do that, but I definitely see the intention behind it. I don't think that I would not even classify that as something you shouldn't do. It's probably something you should do.
I've seen a meme. It was try peeing in the sink if you want to save the planet.
Yeah, that's
toilet
the Adam Carolla way.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, you go and you go. I feel like it's a waste just flushing it. I just do.
So where my mom lives now, it was my grandparents' house, and they had an upstairs apartment, and I used to live up there like years and years ago. But like half of the year, my grandparents would come and they would stay in that upstairs apartment, and there's just one bathroom up there. So my papaw, he's getting up like 5 times a night to piss in that toilet, and he did the same thing. They both did it. Both of them would never flush.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like getting up in the morning, I'm going there, and there's just this like fucking dark green, yellow, fucking stinky
soup can.
So I'm like trying not to throw up, leaning back to flush this, and I'm like, I don't want any of these the particles
because it will. On me. It will. And, yeah.
It was.
Oh, you mean you didn't try to like saw it in half with your pee?
What's funny is that you're trying not to do it and flush it, but usually you just shut the lid and flush it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
but then you have to reach over top of it, and you never know. It might just fucking jump out.
Yeah. Germ floaties. And how I load and it bothered. I think she's used to it now. I think she is. When I unload and load the dishwasher, I do it all at the same time. And it used to bother my wife something fierce because I'll pull out the bottom and I will unload the clean dishes and put them away from the bottom. But immediately I put the dirty dishes into the bottom.
Mm-mm.
And
No, that
then I
makes
push
sense.
it in.
If it's just the bottom.
It's just the
It's
bottom.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
it's-
It's not. Yeah, you're not doing the top first.
Yeah, no gravity.
Right. And Rochelle's like, oh, no,
No
the
gravity
germ
working
floaties,
against
the
you.
germ floaties.
No.
And I say,
floaties.
no. So I pull that in, then I pull the top out, and I take the clean dishes out, and I load them in. But always load the bottom first.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't do that, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it saved a second or two of going back to the bottom and pulling it back out. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm on Team Rochelle with this one.
Efficiency of motion.
She's pretty much, this is one of those things after the years
She's
of
given
marriage,
up.
she went, yeah, I see your logic, and I'm really being foolish about the germ floaties. She has
I'm on the
conceded.
foolish side. Why are we all so environmental about these things?
I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm not.
Yeah, like here's another thing how about here's one I should be doing and I don't do and I have no intention of ever doing is cleaning up after my dog. Should I say that on live? I think honestly, I think that it does good for the grass.
That's not your reason.
No.
How not?
Even if that was true, that's not your reason. Let's be honest.
It's
because the poo, if it's somebody that's really taking care of their yard, and when they poo and they pee, the
Kills
excess
it.
nitrogen in that feces or in that waste matter will burn that area. So somebody that's got a beautiful, wonderful green lawn that they spend monthly maintenance on, and somebody that walks their dog down the road that pisses and shits in their yard, you'll see these little brown spotches by the road where somebody has let their dog shit and piss in their
but
yard.
my yard is a big giant field and
We just have
That's different.
We have a massive field that nobody does anything. in.
The kids are never out there playing or anything.
It's
Nobody's
gross
out there.
grass.
Nobody
And there's freaking chiggers in it. Every time I walk out into that
Ugh.
grass, my ankles are completely covered with the itchiest shit I've ever felt in my life for months. So it's not somewhere people go. And when we moved in, it was all brown, and now it's a lot less brown. And I think I had something to do with that.
It had nothing to do with the fact that you moved in wintertime and now it's
No,
springtime.
I did not.
When was it? I don't
It's been
remember.
here, so it was in the
Oh, it
summer.
has- Okay.
I don't know. I think the grass kind of looks like shit out there. So I don't know if it looks any better, but it's always looked about like that. But I don't. But yeah, if we didn't have all that area, then we would have to do that.
And
I
I'm
would,
not
But
I'm not being overly green. I mean, by reusing the plastic bottles, it's more about not spending more money on bottles,
saving
and
money for sure.
After their knobbies get dented from dropping it and they don't hold up all the time, I'll end up replacing it. So I don't look at it as I'm being green. I'm just trimming the nails on my carbon footprint.
yeah, it does take like 10,000 years for one of those to degrade. So, yeah.
10,000
Well,
years.
Yeah.
it's quicker than a cigarette butt. Cigarette butts never do.
So, Steve-O, what was your thing?
It was
What-
the leaving the water running while brushing my teeth. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
I
made me
thought
think about
somebody
it.
for sure was going to say drunk driving.
Like,
or
Yeah.
something.
Well, I thought it was people were thinking of
Like
more
bad
serious-
stuff, yeah, moral stuff. I mean, I thought it was possible, it might be some shit like that. But I was actually thinking about like just going ahead and giving you guys my examples, so you knew it wasn't intended to be like heavy.
Yeah, I needed a primer, obviously, for that because I was like, wow.
Yeah, like what? Yeah. I was thinking about it today because I sent that. I was drinking some beers last night when I thought of it, and I thought I was being all clever. And then I thought about it today, and I was like, yeah, I think the way I worded it could easily be like, what thing should you really not be doing? Let's come clean. But no. Hey, leave your answers in the comments. Hey, speaking of which, now that we have a little bit of a break, we forgot to mention last week that we are considering moving the stream somewhere else. But I think we should give like kind of a fair warning for those that do like to listen to the stream or watch the stream, so that we don't just switch immediately. And one thing that I've done, and we haven't decided what we're going to do exactly, but if we do stream to YouTube, I have determined that it is next to impossible to just search for us and find us because we've only had the channel for a few weeks now. So I went ahead and posted the highlights. I made it into a video just with our logo on it. So I posted the highlight thing to YouTube, shared that link on our Facebook. So kill two birds with one stone. You want to hear our highlights reel? It's about 11 minutes long, and it makes me laugh still. Go listen to that, and while you're on that page watching the video, just hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be able to continue watching the stream once we switch, if that's where we switch to.
And this is a thing where if you want to, somebody asks you about, hey, what podcast do you listen to? Say, oh, well, here are these guys, and here's a highlight reel kind of thing. Check out some funny bits from the show.
Right.
The easy way for you to just link them to that, and they can get right into some funny stuff without, having to go through us first, like fucking around at the beginning of the show and
things like that.
Like that and this and that.
Come listen to our funny bits.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of bits. There's some in this show today.
Oh, yeah?
Bunny fits.
Yeah. Yeah, well, don't be a fop doodle about it.
Complete beard splitter.
What a beard splitter.
Fink sprinkler.
What was that? Mumble crust?
Mumble crust. That's good stuff.
All right. Bekah. It's that time of the show again.
Okay.
There's so many words in this episode. So many good words.
There was.
Wise words.
This one is called Chester Princess in World War II. 5 years later, the older you get, the darker the film. It was clear that one or the other, information transferred the same waveforms, both now at different times, moving the stream based off of our identity. That's how the deal works.
Man, I'm gonna have to sit and meditate on that for a few hours.
Yeah, I'll especially do that while I'm taking a poo.
Don't forget, if you would like to leave us a voicemail with a topic idea or just a comment, 865, that spells Vol, 316, John 316, 6955.
And you know
Dave,
about that,
please
too.
repeat.
865 316 6955.
Forget that.
Excellent.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, leave a 5-star review, and support us on Patreon. Send us some of that sweet money.
And thank you to Haywood Banks for use of our theme song. Thank you very much, Mr. Banks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for watching on the stream and listening. All right.
Goodbye.
Deuces.
All right.
We off there?
We off.